Who was Renee Nicole Good, the woman killed by ICE? The woman shot dead by a federal immigration agent in Minneapolis has been identified as Renee Nicole Good, a 37-year-old mother of three who had just moved to the city. She was a prize-winning poet and a hobby guitarist, who city leaders have said was there as a legal observer of immigration and customs enforcement, ICE activities. But the Trump administration has called her a domestic terrorist. Good's death has sparked protests across the country, with many people holding signs that read, "Justice for Renee." Her mother, Donna Ganger, told the Minnesota Star-Tribune that her daughter was probably terrified during the confrontation with officers that saw her fatally shot, and that she was one of the kindest people I've ever known. She was extremely compassionate, Ganger told the daily newspaper. She's taken care of people all her life. She was loving, forgiving, and affectionate. She was an amazing human being. Her father, Tim Ganger, told the Washington Post that she had a good life, but a hard life. A fundraiser for Good's family, which was set up with a target of $50,000, $37,000, raised more than $500,000 in 15 hours. In what appears to be Good's Instagram account, which has now been made private, Good described herself as a poet and writer and wife and mom who was experiencing Minneapolis. A U.S. citizen, Good was originally from Colorado Springs and had moved to Minneapolis just last year from Kansas City. The Minnesota Star-Tribune reports that she used to host a podcast with her second husband, Tim Macklin, who died in 2023. They had a son together, who is now 6 years old, Macklin's father told the newspaper. She had 2 other children with her first husband, who spoke to U.S. media on condition that his name was not used. He said that Good was not an activist, and that she was a devoted Christian who went to Northern Ireland on youth missions when she was younger. She had previously worked as a dental assistant and at a credit union, but had mainly been a stay-at-home mom in recent years, according to the Associated Press. Good studied creative writing at Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia, and in 2020 she won an undergraduate prize from the Academy of American Poets for her piece entitled "On Learning to Dissect Fetal Pigs." When she is not writing, reading, or talking about writing, she has movie marathons and makes messy art with her daughter and 2 sons. Her biography from the prize reads, as quoted in U.S. media, "It seems to have now been removed." Good graduated the same year from the university's College of Arts and Letters with a degree in English. Its president said in a statement that her sudden death was yet another clear example that fear and violence have sadly become commonplace in our nation. May Renee's life be a reminder of what unites us: freedom, love, and peace. Old Dominion University President Brian Hemphill wrote. Several state leaders have said that Good was at the scene of an ICE raid in the south of Minneapolis as a legal observer, a volunteer who monitors police and security forces at protests and operations. Their aim is to help maintain calm, deter misconduct, and ensure legal rights are respected. Good's mother told the Minnesota Star-Tribune that her daughter was not part of anything that involved challenging ICE agents. But White House officials, including the president, have said Good was not simply observing, but also interfering in the officers' work. U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said Good had been stalking and impeding their work all day by blocking them in with her car and shouting at them. Good weaponized her vehicle, Noem told reporters, and then tried to run over one of the officers in an attempt to kill or cause bodily harm to agents, an act of domestic terrorism. The ICE agent feared for his life, Noem said, and fired defensive shots. This story was backed up by Trump, who wrote on Truth Social that the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing, and resisting. He called her a professional agitator who violently, willfully, and viciously ran over an ICE officer. But the city's mayor said the agent who shot Good had acted recklessly. Having seen the video myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit, Jacob Frey said. This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying, getting killed. Good reportedly lived just a few blocks from where she was killed, and the scene is about 1 mile from where George Floyd was murdered in 2020 by a city police officer, sparking worldwide anti-racism protests.